there's this doctor who's a content creator on Instagram, right? I think his page is called Epistemic Crisis, and he has a doctorate, and he's been working for 14 years in the field of physical therapy. He works with stroke victims and dementia patients and Alzheimer's patients and stuff like that. Well, he's always putting out political content, and yesterday he made a video saying that Mitch McConnell is dead.
Mitch McConnell is dead. They just haven't told us yet. He went in the hospital 8 days ago.
We don't know if he's dead. We know that he's been in the hospital for over 10 days, right? And no one has said anything, and he was taken out on a stretcher from his home. All the GOP keeps saying is he is tied up with Senate business at home. So this guy says, I don't mean to laugh, guys. It's to the point where I really don't care about any of these people anymore. So he says he's dead. Like they're gonna weaken at Bernie him. So I'm gonna ask the question really quickly. I already shuffled it. I don't think I cut this one, but I shuffled it. 5 cards in tarot. By the way, welcome to my new viewers. Ooh, ooh, you guys see that card? Hold on. You see this card that's on the bottom of the deck? Now I always tell you my opinion first. I don't think he's dead. I think he's hanging on by a thread, but I don't think he's dead. But I just cut the card and we're going to pull 5. I always pull the first one, then I move some, and then I pull the rest, and so on and so on. That's just my way of doing it. I always pull 5. I see other tarot readers pull 4, you know, when they don't want to do a full Celtic cross, which is 10 cards. But I don't know, I got into the thing of pulling 5, and my friend Julie, who's here at the page, she's my mentor, by the way, and she told me, you do what feels right to you. So this is what we don't see coming. This is bottom of the deck, hidden influence. And I was telling you guys, hi, I'm Barbara from Tarot with Barbara. Welcome. I don't know what happened, guys, but all of a sudden I went to go check on my, not the last video, but the one before that. And the video had like 3,000 views at the time. I'm like, I thought it was on somebody else's page. I'm like, 3,000 views? And it's not a short? What is going on here? And so I texted my friend Brenda, she's in the chat as Crazy Grandma, and I said, go check the views of my last video. So I thought it was like robots that did it, right? Because, you know, we don't get a lot of views. We had 35 subscribers. We were gunning towards 30 the other day. Remember when I teased and I said not 30,000, but 30? And then she went to go look, and she goes, oh my God, what the hell happened on that video? And I said, I don't know what I did different. And when at the same time, we both looked at it and saw the subscriber count had jumped by 100. So I went from 35 to 135. I think now I'm like 147. I don't want to get fixated with looking at the numbers though, guys. I just want to give everybody a warm welcome. I don't know where you came from. If you came over from Alex's page, Alex at Criminal Network, please let me know down below. And even if you didn't come from his page, let me know how you found me. Because it seems like YouTube put that video out there in the algorithm. It seems like I didn't do anything different than what I'm doing or anything extra fantabulous. It's just YouTube doing what YouTube will do from time to time, you know? So the 4 of Cups is the first card. This is apathy, boredom, disconnected, right? He's disconnected. Yeah, I'm doing no Senate business. The Magician. Ooh, girl, they're trying to pull a fast one. And for the new people that are here, these are my cards that I made. And because my primary channel is a cooking page, I have over 111,000 subscribers there. And I have that same cooking page on Facebook with over 222,000 followers. Now, let me tell you really quickly about Facebook. They invited me back in 2018. They stayed with me. They pushed me in the algorithm. And in 3 months, I got to 100,000. And then they left me high and dry. And then it took me like 9 months to get another 100,000. And then it's taken like 6 years to get like 22,000. So when they don't push you, they don't push you. And I was making money at Facebook until they just stopped paying on the videos. I have a lot of videos sitting out there and just not getting paid on the videos, okay? I don't know why Facebook does that. So in any case, my thing is cooking. So I made my tarot cards from food. And we cooked all these foods and took all the pictures ourselves. And I made the one deck only, and I'm trying to buy a printer so I can like print my own deck, and then maybe I can sell it for cheaper. I want to be able to sell the deck for like 35 bucks. I bought my deck for 66 bucks. My friend Julie had to give me almost all the money to do that because oh, it's hard out here for a pimp. The Moon, illusions, intuition, mystery, child, they trying to trick us. No, it's not telling me if he's dead, but it's telling me that they're pulling a fast one on us. Speed, momentum, progress. There's going to be a swift change. Either he's going to be discharged from the hospital and we're going to know, or he's going to, in sign language. My husband's hearing impaired, so I know some sign language. That's the word for unalive, okay? Seven of Swords, deception. Everything is telling us that they're tricking us. Queen of Swords. This is, what's her face? The one with breast cancer. Susie. This is Susie in Trump's cabinet. Susie Wiles. This is the card that I gave her. So sometimes a tarot reader will assign cards to different people there. Can you guys see? Different people that we're reading on. So Susie Wiles knows. She knows what's going on with Mitch. But besides that death card that came at the bottom of the deck when I was still like shuffling and stuff, that's the only card that would say to me that he's dead. The rest of these cards is saying that something is direly wrong. He's probably in a coma. This right here, he's probably in a coma, but not officially dead. I don't even want to say he's brain dead. I'm going to say coma. The Magician, they're trying to pull a fast one on us. The Moon is all about secrets and stuff, right? The Eight of Wands, whatever happens to him is going to happen swiftly. And the Seven of Swords. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Democrat. I barely started voting in 2010 because that's when I had the legal right to vote. I will always vote and take it very seriously. I have all type of people watching my page. And when I read on politics, I'm not trying to be divisive at all, right? Because I want this page to always be fun. You know, I started my tarot journey because it's an escape. It's a mental escape for me. I love doing it. I'm learning. Sometimes I'm very unsure of myself. And sometimes I'm very sure. You know, like, that's right. That's right. So to answer that question, I don't think Mitch is dead. But I think he's in dire straits. I think he's comatose, you know, either, you know, on his own or because the doctor put him in an induced coma. And I don't think he's doing no Senate business. All right. So then Trump, I hate when one of my favorite card readers call Trump Frump. Just say his name. He's not like Beetlejuice, right? Just say his name. Trump went to the G7 and was doing the most. He looked bad. Last time we read on that, he looked bad. He was doing the most. And he came back and they whisked him off to Camp David. Some people are saying he went there because they don't want him to know what they're doing with the negotiations with Iran. I hate when people say Iran, because it's not Iran, it's Iran. But the Iranian people, the Persian people say Iran, Iran. I know some Persian people. Yeah, so anywho, what did they really take him to Camp David for? Because some people say it's just to get him away from letting him not know what's going on. But some people say it's for medical treatment. Again, remember he went there the other day and he hates Camp David. I don't blame him. I would hate Camp David too. I don't like the wilderness and the wild and the quiet and birds chirping, and sometimes you hear birds chirping here when I'm doing my show. But I love doing my show outside because it's cool and nice and I don't have to be locked up in that little office, which I love my office too. But I love being outside. And I don't like being in the quiet. I went to Belize last year around the same time with my sister. I went from June 21st to July 12th. My sister and her husband invited my husband and me to go with them, and it was an amazing trip. But for 17 of the 21 days, I didn't have access to Wi-Fi because we stayed in their home that they were building, and only 2 of the rooms were ready when we were there. The kitchen wasn't ready. Nothing was ready except 2 rooms and 2 bathrooms that's in the rooms. And so she didn't have Wi-Fi until day 70. She had Wi-Fi because she paid to use the Wi-Fi, you know, from her American bill. Hey. But I didn't have Wi-Fi. And I started to get depressed. So I get it. I get it. If they have him over there and they say, no access to the internet, dude. Holy crap. Not the tower leading a sentence. Chaos, upheaval, collapse. What the hell? Did his health collapse? Look at my card, guys. I made 4 cakes. The blue one on the bottom is huge. Then the green, then the blue, then the small green one. And I have them on a, what do you call it, like a chopstick? And it's not a chopstick though, it's a skewer because it has the pointed thing. And I have them collapsing. And that's the tower for me. See, I had to look up the meaning of these cards. So that's why I'm attached to my deck. You might see me use another deck One of these days, but I like my own deck, all right? So, not the tower. I think his health collapsed. Completion, fulfillment, travel. Well, he just completed traveling, and I think he wants to travel again somewhere. I'm like, how is this man traveling with a heart condition? I have friends. I have my cousin's husband. He has a heart failure. He's young too to have heart failure. And let me tell you something. My cousin had called me one time. I don't know why my cousin doesn't talk to me, because we were so close, and I love her husband, okay? This is her second husband. She called me one time and she said he had a lot of like blisters all on his body. And what does that mean? And I looked it up. I didn't have Chat GPT then, but I looked it up on Google, and it says it could be cholesterol that's so bad in the body that it's pitched on the outside of the skin, because it has nowhere to be on the inside. And I told her, and they didn't do nothing. They just rubbed cream on it. And later on, I guess he had an incident and found out he's in bad heart failure. I think he has a pacemaker, maybe even a vest. I don't know. But I really like the guy. He's a really nice guy. And he really can't fly anywhere too much. Only now he can fly to Belize now and again, 5 hours. Right? Is it 5 hours from New York? I don't know. But anyways, he can fly now once in a blue moon, but not all the time. The Queen of Wands, charismatic, passionate, and confident. This is not Melania. Who the hell is this? Maybe the girl, the human printer? The one that they said he's having an affair with. What's wrong with that legal? Oh my God. Queen of Swords. Here comes Susie. Susie be knowing. Susie be knowing what's wrong. The Magician. They trying to. It's like I didn't even shuffle these cards. They're trying to pull a fast one on us. What the hell? He's not there for, to keep him away from blabbing out the secrets. He's there for his health. 9 of Wands. He's resilient. He's wary, but he's resilient. He gonna bounce back. He never dies. He never dies. And I think it's because he was born on an eclipse. He wasn't born right when the eclipse happened, but on the day of an eclipse. And I think people like that are very lucky. Or if you believe in blessed, very blessed. I saw something come across my feed where this lady said she wrote a book saying why Donald Trump was set aside by God, and she sold 700 and something copies, and now she's debt free. But the book only had blank pages. I don't think that's true. I think that's somebody creating content to make us laugh, because at Amazon you can't sell a book with blank pages without letting people know that it's blank pages. They're very strict about their books. You can make blank pages books and make ruled lines and make music notebooks and stuff like that. You can make those, but they have to go into a different category, letting people know that it has blank pages. So I think that was just a joke. So what do we want for the gush? And for the new people that are here, I was under the training of that guy, Daryl Eves, before. I paid some good money for him to mentor me. And the one thing I took away from that is that you have to put some gush at the end of every, he calls it gush, which is when you end the video, like now, see, I played the ending. You come back with something that's going to entertain the people or give them more information, or just, to do an encore. And I like that. I picked that up from him. I paid $5,000 one time for a training in marketing, and I don't remember anything I learned from the training, because sometimes they're long and boring. But this one thing, if you're going to put out mailer, you're going to mail. Remember back in the days you mailed your ads to people, right? When you're selling things, you got to put it on banana yellow. So anytime you're doing ads for anything, make sure banana yellow is in there somewhere, because people pay attention to yellow. They don't pay attention to orange. That's why they run over crossing guards when they're wearing orange, and that's why they change the crossing guards. This fell out, so we're going to put that. They changed the crossing guards colors to yellow. They know. All right, so 5 cards. And what are we asking? What was the question? Shoot, it was in my mind. No, it left my mind. Let's see. I think it was about Susie Wiles. Is Susie Wiles going to be the one to tell Trump that he has to step down? Because I don't think Trump is going to die in office. I think he's actively dying, but the medications they're giving him, stuff that we don't even have access to, is keeping him alive. I don't know how the side effects are not wiping him out, but I think there's going to come a time when somebody in his cabinet that he trusts is going to say, hey, it's time for you to step down. Go live out the rest of your days in Mar-a-Lago. Give up this power. They're not going to put you in jail anyways. Just step down. Is it going to be Susie that's going to tell him? Is it going to be Susie? That's going to be, and I really feel sometimes that Susie's an op in his cabinet. We read on that before too, right? This is what we don't see coming. The Emperor. Sometimes when I see the Emperor, I think he's like Jack Smith. You know, these cards, $66, and they did a shitty job with my cards. Everything is rubbing off on my son's face. This is my middle son. I had this in one of my books. Some of the pictures I had in my books already, my cookbook, so I just kind of grabbed it. 5 of Cups, loss, grief, regret, mourning, sorrow. Oh, didn't expect that. Is he gonna die in office? Ace of Swords, new ideas, success, new beginnings. Lord, and we don't want JD. 5 of Wands, they're fighting. They're infighting. Marco Rubio, JD Vance, Susie Wiles, all of them are fighting in there. 6 of Cups, nostalgia, childhood memories, innocence. He's gone back to his childhood. Once a man, twice a child. That's Trump right now. The Knight of Swords, ambitious, assertive, driven to succeed. I would want to say this is JD Vance, but I always give JD Vance the pages because I think he's like a child. He's not. He's so unserious. I don't know who the Knight of Swords is. Ambitious, assertive, driven to succeed. Who is that? Marco Rubio? So Susie doesn't pop up in here anywhere. She's not going to be the one to tell him nothing. Marco Rubio might be the one to tell him something. Does he have his ear? Because when it comes to narcissists or alleged narcissists, it's who has his ear last. You know? Who has... I have a narcissist in the family, and whoever has his ear last is the one that wins. I feel like this is Marco Rubio, the Knight of Swords. Marco Rubio. The Emperor, I don't know who the Emperor is. It's not Trump. Trump is the King of Pentacles. I don't know who this is. I'm going to pay attention to who this could be. Alright? The 5 of Cups is about loss and mourning and regret. So this kind of makes me wonder if he will die in office and not step down. But they are fighting. And I feel like this is the state Trump is in right now. He's gone back to his childhood. I'm going to read on Miss Nancy again. Not right now. I'm going to go do breakfast. If the sun is not too bad, I might come back out and read on Miss Nancy again. Because there's a video that Brian Enton put out. I don't like Brian Enton, by the way. I've never liked him from the time I saw him the first day on Miss Nancy's case. I just feel like he's kind of cocky. Because I went to school for this. I went to school for radio broadcasting. I have a whole degree in that. And there are a lot of people out there doing radio broadcasting, and I don't judge them like, oh, I went to school for it. You don't know what you're doing. No. He doesn't like the streamers, so I don't like him. But he put out some video saying that Miss Nancy, that the second ransom note that was sent to Savannah said that she was buried in nature and that she was dead. And I still don't believe that, because if it were me and if it was my mom, I would have still been looking. I would have been happy to just find a freaking femur. You know, and I say that all the time because my mom's grandmother was buried in Belize, and back in them days they didn't used to put the metal thing to put it in the ground. It's just casket in the ground. And a million years later, when they dug up that hole again to put another family in there, I saw a trash bag. In 2008, we went to my Aunt Grace's funeral, and I saw the gravedigger guy put a big black trash bag out, and I asked my mom what's in that, and she goes, they found the casket disintegrated, everything broke down or whatever, and they found Granny, which is her granny, her long silver plait, her braid, and a femur. Where the rest of her gone? I don't know. That was creepy though. Don't you think that's creepy? So I say it that way. I would have been happy just to find a femur of my mom. Why would I not want to find my mom? Even if she's dead, right? So I don't believe that. So I'm going to formulate my ideas. Oh, and one of the newcomers, and thank you guys for commenting. You guys are doing everything that needs to be done to make this channel successful. I really appreciate you. One of them said, read on, I think Ellie Moore. I'm going to have to go look up that name. I might have it wrong. I'm going to go look up what she said to read on, because I don't know the person and I want to go do some investigation first before I read on it, so I can know the questions that I need to ask. But thank you for suggesting. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to start doing some shorts now that I have some more subscribers. I'm going to start doing shorts again. And I think what I'm going to do, I have some oracle cards that I'm building. 36 of them. I think when I'm done eating, I'll go put like 36 pieces of paper in a container or whatever. You know, 1 to 36. And I'm going to pick like 3 for the short. I'm going to say, you guys pick one, whichever one you're drawn to, and I'm going to read what it says, and I'm going to drop the card in to show you what the card. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to do that. Let me go make breakfast for my husband first. Well, we make breakfast together. I got to go do the bread part. He's going to do the egg part. And then I'm going to come back out here. All right? Hi, baby. Hey, baby. I'm making a deck of oracle cards, but I don't have a printer to print them yet. So I've written on a piece of paper, well, 1 to 36 on these pieces of paper. I'm going to pick 3.